So I stumbled upon a site that basically ranks the strongest and weakest Genshin characters as of 2025. And even though it was pretty inaccurate, I decided to play the top 10 weakest characters based on a tier list from their website, and rank them myself after I play them, based on my opinion of them. All tier lists are subjective, so this is just for fun, and remember that we all have different opinions, so hope you enjoy this video. Okay, so I know a lot of tier lists are very subjective, but let me just go into like a random site from this year, so it might be kind of current, even though we're like 4 months apart now. But let me just see. Oh, they have a tier list. What is this tier list? This is actually just so bad. I mean, there might be some few characters that I agree that might be not the best, but who even puts Aloy in the same tier as Fischl, Xiangling, Xingqiu, and Bennett? And with Raiden being at SS tier, this is probably like someone that doesn't know like the current meta, because Raiden now isn't really even the best Electro character anymore. With Raiden Shogun, the Electro Archon is a highly flexible unit that deals tons of damage and provides valuable utility to the team. Okay, that doesn't even explain anything to me. In Nahida, the Denso Archon is the best Denso unit overall, can provide potent buffs, and excels at swift application of her element. But this isn't really what this video is based off of. I'm not going to go into the best characters, even though this list is highly inaccurate. I'm just going to look at the worst characters according to the site, and just see which characters they have. So the worst character that they list is Amber, of course. The description is the worst pyro unit in Genshin with weak abilities overall. Okay. Lisa, easily taken out by enemy attacks and lackluster electro skill set. What do you mean by easily taken out by enemy attacks? Their explanation are like so vague. And then they have Kaya, who surprisingly enough is the third free standard character that we get, that's listed as like the third worst. Just decent cryo damage output and overall the worst character of this element. Is Kaya the worst cryo character? I don't really believe it. And then Traveler is also another D tier according to this site. All versions of the Travelers are fairly weak and easily outperformed by other units. I don't agree. Although all versions of the Travelers are fairly lackluster, here's how they rank from best to worst. Dendro is the best apparently, best of the worst. Pyro is second. Electro is third. Okay, here's the thing. I don't even use Electro Traveler. I don't even know what Electro Traveler even does. That's how less often I use compared to like Geo. And even Animo to an extent. But Hydro being at last makes sense. I guess that's one thing they got right. So there's 4 characters so far. Let's see who our 5th one is. Kujo Sara. An underwhelming 4-star Electro buffer who needs constellations to fix her clunky kit. I mean, that is kind of true. She is usually used when she's C6. Noelle is a number 6. If you don't have an Ito or Navia, Noelle is a decent alternative. That doesn't really explain much, but sure. Toma is number 7. A decent 4-star Pyro Shoulder and a great unit for Burngeon teams. Okay, then why is this one of the worst characters to use in? Xinyan has clunky gameplay and weak damage output. Okay, that I kind of agree. Her gameplay is definitely not like the best, but she is also a 1.1 character, so Genshin still didn't really know how to like design characters. Dory, she can't heal multiple targets at once and overall has a very weak electro skill set. Okay, I mean, I'll try to use her and see if I can prove them wrong. And then the 10th character is Layla. A cryo 4-star with decent shields and off-field AoE damage. I don't really think this warrants her as being the 10th weakest. So I'll be trying out all 10 of the characters that I just got through from the website. Maybe showing you like how to even play the characters and see if you'll be able to do good damage on them. Like who plays the meta characters, right? I mean, I can explain. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go on my free-to-play account. I do have a few characters that I listed that I built, but just so you know, this account is completely free-to-play. It used to be a no-wish account, but I do have Amber, Lisa, Kaya, and a few other characters that are built here. So I really want to try a few teams out just so I can prove a point. So for Amber, she is kind of hard to play, but I could try her in a melt team. So I could use the Stringless, or I can use the Ibis Piercer. I believe this weapon is pretty good with charge attacks. So we did get a good amount of attack, and since this is R5, we'll also be getting 80 Elemental Mastery. As for artifacts, I believe she wants to use like a Wanderer's Troops' artifact set. So let me just see if I can find any that's good. This artifact looks okay. It does have some attack and also some crit rate, so let's equip this. Sans, I think I'm going to use attack percent because I'm already using an EM weapon. And then something like this potentially. I'll just enhance the weapon a little bit more. Got flat attack, which is not really ideal. Flower, let's equip this one. And then let's just see what we get with the circlet. Got 2 crit rate here, nice. So this Amber is pretty nice. Build-wise, 52% crit rate. As for her talents, okay. I'll keep it at 666 for now, but I am at C0. Let's just bring her to a team and just see how she performs. Alright, so I'm by no means a Amber main, so I have very limited knowledge of her. I'm just gonna be playing her as a melt DPS and just see how she performs. I'm also totally not using Amber as my daily character. So yeah. Yeah. Amber is so OP that she doesn't even need to use any attacks before everyone died. I mean, jokes aside, let me just see how much damage I do. So each charge attack, I'm doing what? 4,000. I'm not critting though. 9,000. Okay, this is pretty good. Pretty much without reactions, I'm able to do a good amount of damage. With Shield's debuff, let me see. 13k. Alright. Not bad. Alright, there we go. Something that I'm more familiar with, of course. Let's see how much damage we'll be able to do with Melt. Please don't kill the boss. Good. 50k. I mean, not really that bad. But with my limited build, I would say I'm pretty impressed by this. So, yeah. She might not be like the best pyro character. But if you're that dedicated, you could probably do even more damage than me. Okay, so this is my tier list that I created for the 10 characters that I'm going to be playing. So I have 3 different tiers, which is divided between my personal experience after using them. The first is WoW, which is like easy to use plus potential for lots of damage. Good, so somewhere in the middle. And then difficult as in very hard to use optimally and also being able to deal good damage. So with Amber, I'm going to definitely put her in difficult because she is definitely very skill-based. And playstyle-wise, I'd admit I have no idea how to play her. Okay, so the next character on the list is Lisa. She's actually one of the characters that carried me so hard in the beginning of the game. And I won't stand to listen to kind of Lisa slander. I'm going to be playing her with a free-to-play team that I used to play. Of course, weapon I use the Mappa Mare. So I could also use this weapon as well. Just to showcase that you don't necessarily need to spend anything at all to do the same build as me. As for artifacts, I will be using mostly the Flower of Paradise Lost set. I know that this is not really like the set that you use usually, but it's actually what I used in the beginning. And Cookie right now is using all of her artifacts because I kind of just stopped using her after I got Cookie. But I was just going to kind of go back to my roots and basically play her as a Hyper Bloom DPS. So her build is very good. 941 Elemental Mastery. As for her teammates, I'll use Kale. I'll use Barbara as well. And the fourth character could be anyone, but just so this account is more of a free-to-play account, I'll use Traveler as well. There's actually nothing to really be underestimated with. This is actually bringing me back to when I first started this account. But Hyper Bloom is actually a pretty good element if you don't know. I'm able to do like around 35k with my Dental Cores. And as long as I just keep my bursts up, it should be relatively consistent. Even though the monsters hurt a lot, I can like kind of avoid them as well. Just gotta play smart. And I kind of made it sub 1 minute. So yeah. I even got a good amount of artifacts. 3 artifacts with 1 condense is pretty good. I also know a lot of new players struggle with Oceanid in general, but if you have this kind of electro build with EM, Lisa can literally solo Oceanid enemies easily. You can just rely on electro charge damage, which scales by Elemental Mastery, to just finish off the enemies one by one. And the best part is you can just kind of keep a distance. And if you have dental characters, you can kind of just use them to help generate the cores and just basically Hyper Bloom enemies. It's just that easy. And this is also world level 9. So for Lisa, I actually have a very special place in my heart for her because she carried me very, very hard on one of my accounts, with Hyper Bloom especially. So I would suggest putting her in WoW just because the ability to beat up Oceanid, and also she's very easy to build with Hyper Bloom. Of course, the next character that they list is Kaya. But yeah, this is my current build. Not really like anything game breaking at all. But yeah. For a free-to-play build though, this is pretty good. So for Kaya's team, I'm going to use a pretty standard Xingqiu, Xiangling, and Bennett. And yeah, like this easily does very good damage already. My burst is doing like what? 7,000 when I crit, so pretty good. And for the melt damage, let's see. 16k. That's without any other buffs as well. And also for this flower, it's a boss that I'm pretty sure is weak against Cryo and Pyro, so let's see how this team will perform. So yeah, my overall consensus of Kaya though is that he's actually a very good DPS, especially in the beginning of the game. I can destroy the core relatively fast as well. Like they said how Kaya's cryo application is one of the worst, but there's honestly worse cryo applicators out there. Alright, so melt damage I'm doing 26k now. Even though I didn't really get to use like my burst, but still pretty good damage overall. I'm gonna be biased again and say Kaya is also another WoW character because he's pretty much a very good newbie character to build. Easy to play and pretty nice and consistent damage. Alright, so for Traveler onwards, I'm just gonna hop back to my main. I wanna see how much damage the Pyro Traveler can do. Let's just start off with a standard Pyro Traveler with Vaporize and sure with meta support, but my goal is to just do as much damage as possible. Like, this is not bad. Pyro Traveler is also able to infuse the normal attack. What happened? Okay, as I was saying, Pyro Traveler can infuse their normal attacks with Pyro as well, which makes them pretty fun because so far there's not really any characters that can infuse themselves with Pyro unless you have Bennett. Unless I'm wrong. This is like my favorite boss to hit. Easy 270k with my burst. My normal attacks are doing like around 27k. So it's pretty nice. One thing I gotta watch out though is that Traveler is kind of frail, so gotta make sure I don't really die. Otherwise, I'm very impressed by the damage. And of course, I can do even more. Potentially with Melt as well. So yeah, definitely not a number 7 worst character in the game. Traveler, Ether, I don't know. Because like, I do find him being able to deal a lot of damage. But with him also being able to have more elements, I'm going to rank him as good. Just because you need constellations and it takes a while to get it. So next we have Kujo Sara, and I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea how to play her because I've never used her before. Because she used to be a character that avoids me, and I never really gotten her C6 before. It's too late and I just never used her. So her talents are not really that built, but I'll keep it 699 for now. And I guess weapon, I'm not really sure what I could give her. I know she's like an actual support, but I'm going to try to see how much damage I can maximize with her. So I guess to be safe, I'll just give her a Skyward Harp, I guess. And then in artifact-wise, I believe she wants Emblem. Let me just see, yeah. Artifact set recommendation is Emblem. So I'll just use this. So hopefully I'll be able to do more damage this way. I'll just give her some artifacts that I kind of found on the streets. Hopefully my damage will be good enough. So her stats are looking okay. She might need more crit rate, but I'll just keep it like this for now. As for teams, I actually have no idea because like I think she is used with Raiden and then we don't use Bennett. So I rate my team. This is like a rational team, I believe. But I guess this is how you play her. I just know without constellations, she's pretty clunky to play. But with constellations, hopefully I won't have much trouble. I think ideally you want like maybe more energy on her. But I think with Raiden, that's good enough for me. So let's see how much damage I'll be able to do. 50k with her burst. Not bad. And I guess with Raiden being able to get her burst back, aka the best character in Genshin, according to the site, let's just see how much damage I'll be able to do after I get my burst back. 40k. So it's like around 50k damage, which is not bad. Okay, I'm just gonna try one more boss and hopefully I'll get more of a gist of her after this. But from what I'm getting though, she's more of like a Raiden support so far. So I'm just playing her in this way because that's like the safest way to play her. And then damage wise, I'm doing like 50k with her burst. So I guess not bad. But I still need to like learn how to play her though. Okay, Sara, I'm gonna definitely say difficult because I still have no idea how to play her, but She was also pretty difficult to me, and I hold a grudge because I didn't get her C6 until like recently. Who do we have next? Of course we have Noelle. I just don't really have any like 5-star weapon I know I could use on her. I'm not really sure if any of these are good. I'm assuming not. So I guess I'll just stick to the white blind for now. I actually crafted this weapon just for Noelle, so hopefully I'll be able to do her justice. Let me just check her artifacts though real quick. I think her feather is like not really that good. So let me just get more husk pieces. Interesting. Let me see her build. Okay. I think that's like a perfect 1-2 crit ratio. So hopefully this will work. And not gonna lie, when I first started playing Genshin, I had Noelle built as a healer with like maiden artifact set. So let's see how much she'll be able to do. I believe for team comps, we won Goro for sure. Since I believe he buffed defense or geo damage or whatever he buffs. And then Farina for the damage bonus buff. As for the last character, I have no idea what typically people use for Noelle. I guess I'll just put Eugene in just for fun. Not really sure how much damage I'll be able to do, but we'll see. Domain is pretty good for Geo, I believe. Alright, what's my burst? I think we just charge attack maybe? 18k damage each. Not bad. And then when I do normal attacks, even though the enemies had shields, I'm still doing like around 10k. I'm hoping I'm playing her right though. But her burst lasts a long time. And the best part is you can just switch into her again, and then her burst will still be here. That is until it's gone, I guess. Wait, what's this effect? It looks pretty cool. Like, why do I have this geo effect right now? Even though I don't have burst anymore. Is that just a visual glitch? Because it feels like I'm doing geo attacks, even though I'm not. Like, my weapon is like this. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Good thing about geo as well is it's also pretty good against bosses like Lee's with shields, especially. So Noelle is a pretty good shield breaker. And for that reason, I'm going to be playing her against this boss. Okay, so at this one, 60k? What? She's actually insane. Bro, I mean, I'm not really sure how many like geo res you'll get rid of after you break the shield, but wow, okay. I'm a Noelle main now. Okay, Noelle, I'm definitely going to be putting her to WoW because I had no idea she could do that much damage. Even though I did have a good amount of supports, but yeah, wow. Okay, so Thoma, I do have him at level 80. Even though like this is not really going to be like his full maximum potential, I kind of want to still show off his ability with Burnjin. Burnjin is a pretty much overlooked reaction. I'll just try to see if I can showcase him properly for everyone, and maybe you'll change your mind. So yeah, I got A79 Elemental Mastery, but let's see how a Burnjin team will fare here. So this domain is actually perfect because there's a lot of enemies, which works perfectly because I do want more AoE damage, which is what I'm getting right now, which is cool. Yeah, as for the damage, I think I'm doing around 27k Burnjin. Thomas Shield also shields you from like the Burnjin damage as well, which is pretty nice. Okay, I take that back. I did have C2 Nahida here, so the damage might be a bit inflated. But let's try a different Dendro character, I guess. Okay, so Yael will probably be more fair here. So we'll be able to completely test out the damage. Get my Dendro cores and 24k. Alright. Best part about Thoma though is that he doesn't even need to be on field as well. So you can just change to a different character, and then as long as you'll be able to still have your burst up, you'll be able to do like the Burnjin damage. Overall though, I'm still doing around 24k, which is pretty nice. Thoma, I would say, is also another good character. Burnjin isn't as good as Hyperbloom, but it's still pretty fun playing him though. Alright, Xingyan, huh? Not gonna lie, this is the one character I never used. I think level 50 is like the time when I really wanted to get my standard phase, so that's why I raised her. Otherwise, with her needing the Violet Grass and also being a physical orientated DPS, I just kind of abandoned her. Let's just kind of give her a weapon to see how much you'll be able to do if you actually will invest in her. So let's give her the Wolf Greystone here. And then artifact set, I guess I would give her the physical pieces. So I just steal Yola's artifact real quick. 45 crit rate and 189 crit damage. All right. Talents are, of course, not really the best. I want to see how much you'll be able to do still. So this is literally a team comp made for Xingyan. I have 2 physical supports, so let's just see how much this will do. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm picking the wrong boss for this, but here goes nothing, I guess. Okay, so I'm doing like what, 3,000 damage right now without any 5,000 without any buffs. If I crit, that is not bad. Let's just see how much damage I'll be able to do with all the buffs I get. Got my super conduct and everything. 8,000? Okay. I'm doing at least 5 digits now, so not gonna complain about that. Hopefully I'm playing her right though, because I have completely zero idea. I mean, at least she has a shield, right? Not sure if this is a good thing or not. Like 8,000 damage, 12k. It's something that's like expected, I guess. Okay, but what if I do this? 50k with my burst, I think? Alright. I mean, considering the fact that Xingyan is only at level 50 with her talents being at a bare minimum, 50k is something that I didn't really expect to see coming in here, so I would say this is a success. Ah. Oh well. Xingyan, let's put it difficult. I don't think I need to explain any further. Huh, Dory. Okay, she's my only level 1 character. I guess I will need to go on my other account. So believe it or not, I actually do have Dory at level 90 on my other account, which I believe it's because it was a no-pull account and she was given out for free, so that's why I built her. But other than that, I kind of already abandoned using her because I already got so many other characters now to use. So yeah, I guess Dory, I have no idea really how to use her. I only have her as C2 so far, and she is a pretty good healer, don't get me wrong, so I guess we can build her as a healing kind of build. Preferably with an Ocean Clam set though, so she'll be able to actually do damage based on the amount she heals. Not really sure what weapon is good on her. I am assuming the sacrificial weapon is pretty good. Or maybe the Favonius Greatsword. I can't really raise this weapon any higher since I am lacking some materials. But level 60 will do. 27k HP. So let's see how much damage she'll be able to do based on the amount she heals. Why is she doing like 13k with Hyper Bloom? Not bad. Okay, I saw 12k physical damage. I think that's like the Ocean Heal set coming into fruition. 10k there. Not bad. And even though she is a solo Electro in the team, I'm still able to get all my bursts back up. And notice how I'm not really like dodging 10k damage there. I'm just trying to take damage purposefully because I want to see how much damage I do ultimately at the end. I think with Constellation, she'll also be able to infuse her attacks with like Electro. But since she's only C2 on this account, I can't really try that out yet. I believe the website has this wrong though, because I'm pretty sure Dory can heal multiple characters, in co-op especially. This line that's attached to my character, I'm pretty sure you can have multiple ones. So, it's one thing I noticed. And also, let's just see how much you'll be able to even heal. So let's throw her burst up. 5,000 here. 3,000. 5,000, 5,000. Okay. So it's like pretty good. For Dory, I'm definitely going to be putting her to good because she is pretty balanced, a healer, and also could do some good damage based off Hyper Bloom. So even though I don't have any constellations for her, even though I don't have C6 on the account I played, even though I didn't try her out at C6, I think C2 wise, she's pretty good. So last but not least, we have Layla. But it's actually getting personal because I actually made Layla for 30 days like a few years ago, and she's actually very strong. Like, I personally believe she has the second best shield in the game. And as long as you give her enough HP, you can either use this one or even this one. Both weapons give a good amount of HP, so as long as you have one of them, your shield should be pretty strong with 100% uptime. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to give her this one since she'll be able to have as much HP as possible. And then the build, you basically just slap her the tenacity and she'll be able to support pretty well actually. So yeah, with this build, she has 47k HP. And I guess if you bring double Hydro, you gave him more HP at 50k now. So let's see what enemies we can tank. Okay, I'm pretty sure this boss hits pretty hard. So I'm just going to be passive and stand here. And let's see if this boss will be able to break my shield. All right. Okay, it got broken, but still. All right. I'll just keep on standing here. Oh, it's actually taking more than 2 shots now. That's good. And this is kind of like a semi-AFK team, actually. Because I'm not really moving. And both of my characters' skill are able to do damage as well. So yeah, not bad. Okay, I'm going to not climb up, though. Because I want to see how much damage I can tank. Wait, it's charging up. Okay. I gotta time it right then. Just so I can see if I can, like, tank this big attack. Okay, I didn't tank it, but I managed to not die at least, so that's good, I guess. But yeah, in general though, I'm pretty impressed with Layla's damage and shield strength. So especially if you really need a shoulder, I think she'll come in pretty handy. And I guess if you're feeling crafty, you can also build her as a DPS. It's gonna go beat up a crab, I guess. And then damage, I'm doing... It's actually kind of hard to tell, but it's like 12k, 5k, I think, with my skills and burst. But Layla is definitely like one of the best characters to have in your perma-freeze AFK team. Layla, I'm also going to be putting good. She has a pretty nice shoulder, but just on the brink of being a WoW character. And yeah, here are my 10 characters that I rank between WoW, good, and difficult. Whether you agree or disagree, feel free to comment down below. Thanks for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, make sure to check out this video that the YouTube algorithm picked for you, and I'll see you over there.